about the reasons why I don't want to live in Lagos, Nigeria. So I wouldn't say don't. No, let's take that back. We're not going to say don't, you guys. We're going to say things that would be challenging for an African American, for a U.S. citizen, really, period. It don't matter what color you are. These things would be challenging for you to relocate to Nigeria. Okay, so let's go, y'all. So, top of my list is infrastructure. Y'all, the infrastructure over there is a big, big problem. And when I say infrastructure, I mean roads, I mean sewer, I mean drainage systems, indoor plumbing, outdoor plumbing. That's a big problem in Nigeria. That's truly a big problem. So here, we're used to having smooth roads. You can go to the hood, or you can go to different neighborhoods, and the roads will be different from neighborhood to neighborhood. But by and large, you can get through those roads. You can drive down those streets, and you can maneuver through those roads. Some places in Lagos, Nigeria, honey, God be with you trying to get through them roads. But it's just the way it is. So that is one thing that's really challenging, because the roads will tear up your cars, and you got to keep getting different car repairs done on your car. So, that's a big issue, is that infrastructure. And let me tell you guys about the sewer and drainage systems. When it rains, oh my God, when it rains, you're sitting there praying, Lord, please don't let me get swept away by this water. And I don't care where you live. Some places it's worse than others. But wherever you live, if they got a really bad rainstorm, you're going to be affected by that rainstorm. That water's going to affect you or flood some area of where you live at. The streets flood so bad. It's just amazing to me that cars are able to drive through it, but somehow, they drive through it. The inside of people's homes constantly flood. Man, you go into a nice home and you smell mold and mildew, and you're like, Dad, why do I smell mold and mildew in this really nice home? Well, it's because of the constant flooding that occurs there. It constantly floods. So and this is only during the rainy season. Let me stand corrected. It's only during the rainy season you're going to have this problem. Okay, but when it does occur, it occurs, and it is a problem. So the rainy season, I believe it begins in July to maybe June, late June to probably November, October. Yeah, I think so. September, October. But it's horrible. The rainy season, man, that's flooding. That is a big problem there. That drainage, they don't have runoff. You know how you build big malls here, and we'll have runoff places where the water can run to, instead of puddling. Some places don't design like that, so they don't have a runoff, and it's just a puddle of water. And it won't be a puddle, it'll be like a swimming pool just in the middle of the street, out of nowhere. That's a big problem, because in that water there's all kind of sewage in that water, because they do not have proper drainage and sewage system. That's another problem, you guys. That is another problem. Probably in your house you'll have modern, what we're used to. I'm not going to say modern, I'm just going to say you're going to have the toilet system, the plumbing system that we're used to in the United States. And that's if you get a house like that. You got to have your house designed like that, because they still use their bathrooms. A lot of them are made the traditional way, okay? Even at the mall, you'd be surprised. Even at the mall, it's not like our traditional bathrooms. It's a totally different style bathroom. So that's something you got to really get used to. You won't have hot water. You got to have a special plumbing system, like we got a hot water heater. You got to get one of those to heat up that hot water. But you can't expect to have indoor water running. You got to design that also. You got to make sure you have that. So that's another issue that makes it challenging. But challenging does not mean impossible, okay? So you got to remember, this country is still, Nigeria is still developing. So 5-10 years from now, these issues probably won't even be issues. But there's just things I want you to be aware of. I don't want you to think, oh, everything is hunky-dory and rosy over there, because it's not. It's just like any other country. It has its challenges. It's just like any other country. It has its challenges. So that infrastructure is a really big one. And you know what? Speaking of infrastructure, those lights and internet supply is unstable. So you got to get used to the instability in the electricity. You got to get used to the instability in the internet. Any minute, you can go from having lights to having none. You can go from having internet supply to having none, and you won't even have an explanation why. It's just the way it is. So you just got to deal with that. It's more of an inconvenience is more than an inconvenience than anything. But the sewer problem, to me, that's a safety issue. That's a health issue, because I got sick when I went there this one last time, and it was because I had a mixed drink. And in this mixed drink, I forgot the number one rule when you go to another country. You cannot drink local water, because our water here is so sterile. We grew up with such sterilized water that water in other countries, well, I know in Nigeria and Cameroon, I can't drink that water, because if I do, I get sick. Really sick. So I forgot I wanted a mixed drink, and Nigerians make drinks a little different than we do. So this drink was looking really good. It was a Long Island iced tea. So I wanted this Long Island iced tea, and it was delicious, but I paid for it because it had ice in it. It had their local ice in it, and I got sick. I was in the hospital. I was sick the whole time I was in Nigeria, which was almost 40 days. And I was, as soon as I got back to the United States, I fainted. And I had to be rushed to the emergency room. And I was in the emergency room for 4 days. Yeah, so that's why I said that other issue with that plumbing, that sewer, that's a problem. That's a health hazard. So that's a big concern. That's a big challenge. The electricity, the internet, you can kind of get, you can tolerate that, because you can go buy a gin, you can go buy your own, I forget what you call it, but it's a little Wi-Fi. My husband would always get one, and we would have one at our house when we were in Nigeria, and it would we'd have the Wi-Fi in our apartment all the time, so you could get around that. So that's not a big deal. But that flooding in the streets, man, that's a problem. That raw sewage in the streets, man, that's a problem. That's a big problem. So yeah, that's a big one. Now let me tell you the other one. Let's go to the other one, you guys. The other issue. The third issue. We're on 3, right? What would I say the third issue would be? Okay, y'all, we was on reason number 3. Sorry about that, but gotta remember, I'm driving. I'm trying to do 3-4 things at one time. But anyway, so number 3, the third reason that I think it'd be challenging for just Americans in general to live in Nigeria, the climate. Lord have mercy. It is hot in Nigeria for no reason. It is very hot, and it is very humid. And it's like that every day. Every day. So that's something you got to get used to. You got to get used to it. They got a season called Harmattan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. To me, they consider that like their fall, and it's supposed to be cooler. Huh? Not to me. It's just as hot as the regular seasons, but to them, it's cooler. It's the season after their rainy season, and it's just so hot. That is going to be a big, huge, humongous challenge, is adjusting to that heat and that humidity that they live with over there, because that's just unbelievable. It is truly unbelievable. Let me tell you, one time it is so hot. We were going out. We were going to go out and just kick it, have some fun. I got all dressed up. I walked outside of our apartment. That heat smacked me in my face. Y'all, I went back in. I told my husband, oh no, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I literally had to turn around and come back in the house because it was just too hot and humid. I couldn't breathe. And on top of could not breathing because of the humidity, the heat was just unbearable. So that's a big challenge. You got to get used to that. You got to have air conditioning, which is going to be a problem because you remember the electricity is a problem. So that's a problem. It's that climate. I'm not going to say problem, everybody. I'm going to say a challenge, and everybody knows you can overcome challenges. So that's a challenge, okay? Another challenge that we'll have over there is security in Nigeria. Security is a big problem because unfortunately some people over there have decided that they can make money off of kidnapping other people. So that's the family business is kidnapping, and that's what they do. So if they think you have money, you stand the chance of being kidnapped. And they assume because you're an American that you have money. So bets are somebody's going to plot against you in that neighborhood, and it's always in your neighborhood. It's always somebody that you know to plot against you for some kidnapping. So that's a big problem. A big problem. Security. That's a challenge. Oh, I said I was going to quit using problem. I'm sorry, guys. If I say problem, I mean challenge. So that's a big challenge that you got to overcome is security. We got to overcome that because you don't want to be a place where you don't feel safe. And there are times when I don't feel safe because let me tell you what happened. My husband and went to work, so I just wanted to go for a walk. You know, here in the United States, I go for walks alone all the time, and I enjoy it. So it was like 7:30 in the morning. It was beautiful in Nigeria at 7:30 in the morning. In Lagos, the sun is just right. It's nice. So I was going for a walk around the apartment complex. Well, this is when we were staying at a hotel. I'm sorry. So we were at this hotel, and I decided I wanted to go for a walk. All right, I'm sorry about that. I'm back. We were talking about this incident that happened to me there. Well, I wanted to go for a walk, so I decided to walk around the building, which I shouldn't have did that because it was on the back side. I didn't realize it was on the back side because it was just my first time ever being there. So I remember walking around to the back side, and when I turned to go to the back, I remember the manager he asked me where was I going. And he said it like he was concerned, like you shouldn't go back there. But he didn't say you shouldn't go back there. But the way he said, where are you going? It gave me the vibe that I was going someplace I shouldn't go. But, you know, I'm thinking, I'm just going for a walk. I can just walk around the building. You know, it's a hotel. It's a popular place. It's broad daylight. Nothing's going to happen to me. That's my American mind thinking, you know, nothing's going to happen to me. So I go and I'm just walking, enjoying the weather, enjoying everything. This is before the heat from hell comes in. So you got to get out about 7:30 to really enjoy it before the heat comes. So this guy just came out of nowhere, young guy. I'll say he was probably maybe teenager, 19, 20. Just came out of nowhere. And he said, give me some money. And I said, what? Just like that. Give me some money. He was demanding that I give him money. There was nobody around but me and him. And I knew he could overpower me. I knew that. So I knew I had to get away from this situation some kind of way. So when he came up on me, I instantly backed up. I backed up and I kept my distance. And he kept walking towards me, but I kept walking away from him to keep my distance. And he kept saying, give me some money. Give me some money. So I quickly turned. Because, hey, I'm from Dayton, Ohio, y'all. Hey, you ain't going to get that over on me. It ain't that easy. So I turned around. I got away. I'm still backing up. I'm still walking, keeping a distance, keeping more than 6 feet away from us. And he's still demanding that I give him some money. Like he's trying to scare me into giving him some money. And I kept saying, what? I don't have any money. I don't have any money. So he was still demanding. We got to the front, okay? And I got to the front where the people were. He just kind of disappeared. He was gone, okay? I went to my room. Wasn't going to say anything about it, but I told my husband, what happened. My husband was furious. So he was like, that's why I told you about walking around here by yourself. You can't do that. People automatically assume because you're an American, you got money. So you cannot do that. That's why I'm telling you guys, security, that's a really big challenge in Lagos, Nigeria. Needless to say, I didn't go for any more walks by myself in that neighborhood. Yeah, and the security people, the apartment manager, he came to apologize. He said he was really sorry. He made the guy apologize, but by that time, the guy ended up. Oh, I skipped that part. Come to find out, the guy was a worker, y'all. He was a worker at the hotel. He did electric work at the hotel. Talking about this is, he was a troubled youth, and he brought him there to try to get his life right. So he apologized. They kept apologizing. But the point is, why would you bring somebody there who's dangerous? So they had employed this little criminal. He had come from the village, from the manager's village, and they had employed him as a favor to his sister because the boy was some kind of in-law of hers, and he was he was having trouble in the village, getting in trouble, doing all kind of criminal acts. So they brought him to the city, thinking that's going to make a difference, but it's not, because he was just, that whole criminal element vibe thing is just all over him. You could just feel it. I could just feel that was a bad person, and that he's going to set somebody up at that hotel because it's not secure. We didn't go back to the hotel after that. We were done with them. So that's another thing that you'll find challenging as an American citizen, is that security. The security is a big, 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 big problem. So another problem, challenge, oh my God, I'm gonna get that right before this video is over. Another challenge, you guys, would be the pricing system, how they price their goods. There's no set price. You go to the store, as soon as they realize you are an American, the price goes up. So, don't you think that if you don't speak, they won't know. No. They know we're Americans. I don't know how they know, but they know. They know that you are an American. And as soon as they figure that out, honey, that price is going up sky high. Let me tell y'all, when I was at the market, this is one of the biggest markets in Nigeria. It's on Ikoyi. It's near Ikoyi. And I forgot the name of the market. I'm not going to destroy it, but it's on the island, and it's one of the biggest markets in Nigeria. Well, we went there, okay? We were looking for material to make my wedding dress. I knew the material I wanted. I knew exactly what I wanted, okay? I had it in my mind's eye. I wanted something red with some glitter, not glitter, but sparkly with sheer, but could cover up also. Told my husband, I said, take me to the Muslims and they'll have the fabric. So sure enough, he takes me to the Muslims. They have the fabric. But the fabric, you guys, he wants like 3 times the price that the fabric normally costs. So once he quotes us the price, my husband looks at him and he says, what? Are you serious? He said, yes. And let me tell you what he told my husband after that. He looks my husband dead. And remember, my husband is a Lagosian. He is from Nigeria. He was born, raised worked there, everything. He left there to come here because, you know, we got married. Do you know he said, I'm going to raise the price 3 times as much. Okay, y'all, I'm trying to get over. Because she's an American and she can afford it. Can y'all believe that? That's what he said. He said, I'm going to raise the price 3 times as much because she's an American and she can afford it. My husband, oh my God, he was furious. He looked at me and he said, I want you to go with the seamstress because I need to talk to this man right here, Nigerian to Nigerian, and I don't want you to be here and I don't want you to hear what I'm saying. So when he said that, I knew it was serious business because my husband don't never send me away with nobody in Nigeria and he ain't around. That's one thing he don't do because of that security stuff. So when he said that, I knew it was some serious business, y'all. I knew he was mad. So I went with the seamstress and we went to another part of the market. And then he comes over there with the fabric. But he didn't pay what the guy originally was asking because he had to talk to the guy. They like to haggle. I think that's what you call it. We ain't trying to haggle. We just want to know how much you want for this stuff and let's just go. So he had to haggle the guy to get a decent price. But he said the reason the guy raised the price was simply because of me. And the guy said that. And I just was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. But that's a challenge. That's one of the, another one of the challenges, you guys, that you will face in Lagos, Nigeria. But like I was saying, those challenges, they're just what they are, challenges. And challenges are made to be overcome. So you can overcome the electricity, you can overcome the infrastructure. You got to be careful with the infrastructure. That just takes, you got to be careful. The electricity, get a gen. The internet, get you one of those little boxes that you can have the internet in your house or wherever you go. Get you one of those, you know. But the security, just be aware of your surroundings. You know, be aware. Don't think that you, just because you're an American or I've been here for a minute, I'm safe. No, just be aware, just like you would here. If you would go to some place here that you've never been before, you're not just going to walk around aimlessly. No, you're going to be aware of your surroundings. And that's just what you got to be there. Be aware of your surroundings. The climate, I don't know what to say about that one, y'all, because I don't know how you adjust to that. You just got to get used to it. What we do, like I said, I go out early in the morning. I'm in by 10 o'clock because that's when it's going to get really hot. I like to take walks in the neighborhood early in the morning before it gets really hot, okay? So then after we do that, we go back out, but we won't go back out till after 5 because after 5, that's when everything's going to cool down. Those ocean breezes are going to kick in and it's going to feel real good and real nice. So you just got to be smart. You got to, like I said, it's a challenge. You can overcome it. Challenges are made to be overcame, you know, so that's the way you got to look at that. Okay, and let me see, was that it, you guys? I think that was it. Okay, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. I love the interaction we all have together with each other. So please write your comments. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring that notification bell button, and I will be back soon with my next video. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Kiki Loves Nigeria, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.